Hello Pisces, welcome back to Intuitive Garden Tarot. If you're new, welcome. My name is Nicole. As promised, Pisces, I have your solstice reading coming up right here. We're going to look into the energy around Pisces for the summer solstice energy coming through. Very powerful, galactic, geomagnetic, cosmic stuff going on. If you haven't already heard, we did have a big X-class flare yesterday. So let's see how this energy coming through is impacting my Pisces viewers. All right, we have the Ten of Wands, the Empress, the Lovers, Nine of Wands, Ten of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, no Pentacles, no Cups. Interesting energy though with the Empress and the Lovers. Let's break it down and see how this plays out for you. So keep in mind, Pisces, that the solstice energy ripples out over the next 3 to 6 months, sometimes even a year. So this reading is going to capture the energy coming through, and it may play out over time. You may see it right away or both, okay? And we have the Lovers in the background here. Beautiful energy of the Empress and the Emperor coming together. It's like divine union, divinely orchestrated love. It's not always romantic. It can be about decisions or diplomacy, you know, two countries coming together, if you will, in balance. But there is so much Venusian energy, so much love in the air, especially for you, Pisces. So I'm feeling it's mostly about love, whether romantic or not, more so than business. But take it how it resonates. Remember, this is a general reading, and you may book a personal reading with me at intuitivegardentarot.org. Then we can look specifically at your questions and at your energy. All right, next we have the Ten of Wands. And interesting. I often feel that bear is like a burden or a monkey on his back, but it's coming through as like your spirit guide, your support. Like you have big bear energy around you. It's very protective energy. It means you're protected right now. And I'm also hearing to protect your energy. It's a reminder to do that with saging, with just intention, with asking. There is so much energy coming into the earth, as you know. We've had several geomagnetic storms. We have another one due around the solstice. And look at all the sizzles and crackles of like electricity coming out of these wands. It's very, very powerful energy right now. And it's creative energy, which is also sometimes initially seen as destruction or chaos. You know, in order for something to be built, sometimes other things have to break down. And so just be aware of that energy all around you and even inside you, and to just try to keep your feet on the ground, stay grounded as much as possible. And again, ask in whatever way resonates with you for help and support anytime you feel inclined to do so. And when I say in whatever way resonates with you, prayer, meditation, tuning into ascended masters and guides, angels, God, whatever realm or approach works for you. So I like this Empress energy here. It's really showing you sitting pretty, Pisces. Very abundant. You have everything at your feet. That being said, often we might still be striving for more or wanting change or to create something new and different. But in general, you're in a really solid place. And you're provided for is what I'm hearing too. So if things feel a little crackly or sizzly for you, tap into your earth energy, tap into the earth, Get your feet on the ground as much as possible, and focus on where you are being provided for, and acknowledge that your basic needs are being met, probably more than even in a basic way, because she is very abundant, but you are provided for is what I'm hearing, and you are very much being watched over. Look at this lucky star, how it's radiating starlight in every direction, with this massive hawk or eagle bringing that starlight forth. You might even be wishing on a lucky star. Maybe you have been wishing for something, and it looks like it's just right there. Like it's just almost in your sight line, but it's because it's right behind you and overhead, you might not be aware of it yet. So as you're watching this reading or experiencing the solstice and the days and weeks after, perhaps you won't necessarily feel or notice that things feel different or that you're so blessed. However, this is your reminder that it's not quite in sight yet for some of you, but it's there. The Nine of Wands in the center is about, again, really grounding yourself deeply to the center of the earth and protecting your energy. And that sun behind his head is reminding me of all the energy projecting, propelling itself out of the sun and into the cosmos. The sun is activating other planets. It's very much activating the earth right now in a very powerful way. And this is again reminding you to wall yourself off as much as you need to make sure that you're not getting burnt out, and that you're still able to stay centered in yourself and in your purpose and in your truth. The light and the shadow aspects of yourself and the world around you are right there. It's very apparent. There is a lot of darkness coming to the surface, and chaos, like I mentioned, as well as there are so many positive things happening. There is a lot of healing. There is a lot of wounding coming to light and being available to be healed at this time. So take care of you and yours first and foremost is what I'm hearing. Your immediate family, your fur babies, and take comfort in them as well. And less is more at this time around the solstice for you, Pisces. I said walling yourself off, like making your world a little smaller right now is going to really help you to stay centered and grounded and not get too burnt out, because a whole lot is being activated for you. Look at this. This is massive. This is such a different visual in this deck versus other decks in this. I intuitively choose always which deck to use. This is the deck that wanted to deliver your message, Pisces. All this energy is really activating your heart space in particular, so you might physically feel changes in your heart rate or rhythm. Do what feels right to you. This is not medical advice. If you feel you need medical attention, for sure, listen to that. But it is possible that you might even be physically feeling all this intense energy. You might be feeling it in your chest. You might get heart racing at times. I have experienced that as well in the past several weeks. But this is meant to really open up your heart chakra right now. And you're being invited to anchor that energy down and in. We often think of that's kind of where the end of the road is, once we get out of our heads and into our hearts, then we're good, we're in balance. There is a lot to celebrate when that happens, and when you're in that state, yes. But it is still, look at this red dotted line going all the way down and then down into the earth, like this energy going down into the earth, okay? This is important to be grounded right now, especially for you, Pisces, because as I understand, it is a little bit more easy for you to get lost in murky, deep emotions, foggy, when you're not super grounded and centered. It can be emotionally challenging, confusing. What's the word I'm looking for? It can challenge your sense of mental stability. So that being said, if you feel challenged, don't have support from friends or professionals, definitely listen to your own inner guidance and seek help if that's what you're needing right now. Because I preach being grounded a lot and I practice being grounded a lot, but that doesn't mean I am always grounded, or that when I make an effort to maybe start the day with a meditation and really get grounded, sometimes I can just lose that in a heartbeat, just get the rug pulled out from under me, if you will. So the message again is, by keeping your world a little smaller, like bringing your energy bubble in a little bit, you won't be picking up so much of what's going on around you, because you have the capacity, which is one of your gifts, Pisces, to really feel everything. And there's so much intensity right now that that's not going to serve you well. And that being said, with all this heart energy activating, I'm seeing Wonder Woman cuffs here. I know that's not really the image, but that's the message coming through with this activation of light around this figure's hands. It looks to me like he's breaking free from some chains or cuffs that have bound him in a certain place. So this energy, with this rainbow coming through and all that cosmic starlight coming through here, fueling the process, it's again reminding me to remind you that this is a gift, this is a beautiful experience, but it can feel turbulent and perhaps unsettling in some ways, or unstable in some ways. So grounding is your friend in whatever way you can do that. So with that heart energy, we have the Knight of Wands charging forward with his passion. He's on a mission. He's lit up. In its lower expression, it can be passionate anger. Some things might come to light or need to come to the surface that maybe have been stuck inside you, blocking you and your full expression of your life. Some of it might be anger that hasn't been acknowledged, that needs to come out. What I want you to tune into here is the phoenix at the tip of his wand. That is the transformation that rises out of the ashes, right? The phoenix that rises out of the ashes. So whatever might be activated or triggered in you is meant to open up space for you to transform and fly, take flight. There's something else here about beauty, aesthetics, art. Okay, so, and I know one of you Pisces in particular that might be watching, you like to dabble in your arts and crafts, and This is an invitation to channel your passion, your creative energy, and even if any anger or frustration comes up, pouring that into art in one form or another, whatever artistic expression you might enjoy. And it might not even be traditional art. It could be baking or some other art form. Not necessarily painting or sculpture. You get the idea. A creative way to express it. It might even be writing it down with creative words, or putting your feelings into a fictional story is something else that's coming through. And next we have the Eight of Swords. Tune into that image and see what it's bringing up in your own intuition. But the meaning of the Eight of Swords is being stuck in limiting beliefs. And in those limitations and in that feeling of being stuck, we can be in a lack or victim mentality. But the eagle is suggesting that it's just as simple as pulling your perspective out of that stuck place and just looking at the bigger picture from a higher place. The eagle sees things very differently than the people and the animals and the plants on the ground. They have such a wide scope, and they're not limited. They're not stuck in a tiny space. And as I've been encouraging you to make a smaller space, this is saying mentally, with your thoughts, with your perspective, with your words, your dialogue, to really take a step back and review where you might be limited, because that's here what's being activated. You're being invited to shake off what's limiting you, what's been holding you back, what is holding you back. All right, let's get some oracle cards here to finish it up for you. Pisces. I do want to go back to the Lover's card because I feel like that's where we started, and then the reading went into other directions. You might be in a relationship or really longing for a relationship that is balanced and divinely connected. And with that being in the background, and then this Ten of Swords as the outcome, it's saying there's some work to be done in order to manifest that. And it's going to be around getting out of some places where you've been mentally holding yourself back with what you believe is possible, or also by replaying what's already happened in the past. There is so much new energy happening, not only with the solstice, but this whole month, this whole year. Astrologically, there are many interactions happening with the planets that haven't happened for our lifetime or thousands of years. Some conjunctions or interactions is what I'm going to keep saying, since I'm not a full-on astrologer, but some of the alignments planetarily I've heard haven't even ever been seen before, as long as we've recorded astrological data. So this is a potent time to really remind ourselves that this time things might be different. Don't just rely on how things have been, because you will just keep yourself in that loop if you do, okay? Especially around relationships and love. That is really strong for you, Pisces, right now, for really this whole year until next February, if not next June. There's a lot of activation around that. So let's see what the advice is for this solstice energy for you, Pisces. Right. Affection, vitality, healing. Okay. Very much lines up with what the tarot was saying. With affection, you gotta like what you see in the mirror, and whatever you're telling yourself or believing, it's time to try something new, and put some of that to rest, because this is really how we attract love, is by first seeing everything with love and mirroring that love. Vitality with that snake is really reminding us that there is a major transformation happening. It's time to shed your skin. Now we have Taurus energy twice on both those cards as well. And Taurus, like you, is ruled by Venus. So there is a lot of love around, a lot of energy, around love, beauty. And back to this one and looking in the mirror, our concept of beauty has been beautifully and horrifically distorted, let's say. Advertising, marketing, has really left a deep impression and a deep wound in really most of us, honestly, about how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive our value, and even what is beautiful. Is it the right brand? Did you buy it at the right store? All that stuff. It's time to shed that. And how that relates to vitality and your energy, again, is, like I said, really making sure that you're blocking out any messages or energy that isn't in support of you and isn't in support of everyone embodying their best, most beautiful version of themselves. And of course, if we can align with that energy, that's very healing. And that is what the summer solstice energy is bringing through for you, an opportunity to do some really deep healing. And there's Aries energy on this card, and Aries is all about numero uno, yourself. Putting yourself first, choosing yourself even if nobody else does. Okay? First and foremost, choose yourself. And Aries is also about taking action. So there might be some action steps you might want to take in your healing. Maybe you want to sign up for a meditation class or a yoga class or some kind of healing course online, or syncing up with a therapist, a traditional therapist too, if that's what's calling you. But this is taking action in your healing and being kind of bold about it. I'm getting homeopathics, tinctures, and essential oils also might be very helpful for you at this time. So tune into what resonates for you, explore that. Anything that supports releasing the past, or limiting beliefs, or stress and anxiety, or anything that supports calling in love. Groundedness is going to be very important, like I said a million times. Support, if I didn't already say that. And your physical body, again, is coming through strongly. making sure that you're tending to your health if there's anything that feels off or anything that's been bothering you, making that a priority and taking some action on that in whatever way resonates with you. Very interesting energy. As I do all these solstice readings, it's pretty interesting so far for everyone. Yeah, I think I've said enough for this. So if you need more specific information, remember you can book a session with me at intuitivegardentarot.org, and also you may look for future readings that I'll be doing here. I'm going to follow up and see where this energy goes for everyone, because a lot is really being stirred up and catalyzed, and this is a really potent time. So with that, I wish you well, Pisces, and I hope this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.